Chapter 5. It was a nice morning here in Orange County as usual. My run was going well. It hadn't taken too long for me to get my running legs back. Sure, I hadn't ran every day, pushing for the best times, but I was always on foot and jogging the 4 miles home from the beach after a surf. The first day I was running for time, and that was something I hadn't done over the break. I was again pushing through the pain of side cramps, and as I did, my body cooperated with the hard pace. The real test came when I reached the ocean and turned to head back to the school. The cramps came hardcore, but I started running through them until the tight fist around my side relented and turned into a dull ache. Passing a kid, I swatted him on the butt as I ran by. He was puffing hard for air. "Hey, what? No bragging this week?" I grinned. "You aren't tired already, are you?" I laughed. "Whatever," the kid replied. What else could he say? "Hey, I'll see you back at the school. I'll probably be taking a nap by the time you get there at the pace you're going." I had to talk crap. Had to. I turned before he could say anything. Yeah, this was going to be a good year. Gretel creeped back into my thoughts as I concentrated on my breathing. No, I need to think about other things. She had been dominating my mind. How had the girl done this to me? Oh, I remembered. It was those fluttering eyes of hers that she kept working on me. Everyone would assume that it was me, the scumbag, who had somehow worked some kind of bad boy magic on her to get her to make the mistake of liking me. First of all, I doubted that I was even a bad boy. And secondly, I was trying to resist her. She was the one coming after me, but I doubt anyone would see it that way. Why would a girl like that even be looking at me that way? She could have any guy at the school. She's so pretty. My heart was fluttering. Think about other things. About this time, I was passing an old gated neighborhood on 17th Street, and on my right was my old elementary school. Memories of playing soccer in the field flooded my mind. I thought I was so grown up when I hit the 4th grade, and was now on that side of the school playing on the big kids' playground. Looking over to my left, memories of my old friend Scott came rushing in. He was my best friend from 1st grade through the 3rd grade. I was always at his house. His mom and dad split, and she immediately had a new man. Now that I look back at it, she probably had that new man before they split. Come to think of it, that may have been the reason they split in the first place. The dad moved out, and she got married. Everything at Scott's house looked different, and felt different. I remember the day that he broke the news to me that he and his mom were moving to Nevada with his new stepdad. I hadn't taken the news so well, and I was mean to him. You know how kids are. After he moved, I never saw or heard from him again. Every now and then I still wondered about my old childhood friend. How was high school treating him? Life moves on, doesn't it? I felt silly over the old memories. It was kid stuff. It seemed like a lifetime ago. I was 15 going on 16 now. Crossing the finish line, the coach smiled at me. 20 minutes and 42 seconds. Not bad, Isaac. I don't know how you did it, but good job. Thanks, coach. Man, will time ever go by? See right there, now pay attention. I carry the 1 to figure out what x is. My math teacher instructed some problem on the overhead, and I was lost as usual. Math had gotten crazy on me, and I was not retaining it like I did with the other subjects. I would do the homework and take the tests and not really understand it. Yeah, that was a subject that I would get low to high C's in, and it was getting tougher for me to do so. "Dude, that is a badass dragon," I said to my classmate who sat next to me. He was drawing on his book cover to his math book. I couldn't keep my mind paying attention to math anymore. My head was being tied in knots by it. It was not computing. What came after algebra 2? I was scared to find out. "You like it, huh?" "Hell yeah. That's so metal." I gave my metal horns and he chuckled. "Just bored out of my mind, man," he replied. "I hear you, bro. You know that dragon would look so sick on a metal album cover, like Megadeth or Maiden." "How long did that take you?" I asked. "Not long. I started it yesterday in science class. Yeah, it's progressed since then." "This isn't even my math book," he grinned. Now, the next section of the book, the problems get a little trickier. You may want to pay attention because on the quiz that I'm giving next week, I will require that you show the work. I felt conviction wash over me. It was God. Pay attention, son. Be a good student. Yes, Father. I struggled to grasp the math until the bell rang. Oh, thank God. I grabbed for my backpack and jumped out of my seat. Lunchtime! I grinned at my bro. Only one more class and this dragon will be done. I was sitting in the field across the street in a circle of some friends. There was conversation and some laughing going on. Some of it was some real nerd stuff. We were planning on playing some Dungeons and Dragons soon. We would imagine being in a different world, wearing armor, and could fight really good. We would flirt with imaginary hot chicks and roll the dice to see if our pickup line worked on them or not. I know, that is bad. The nerd was strong in me. I just really liked hanging out with my friends and drinking a six-pack of Mountain Dew and being young. They were good people. They really were. My bard is badass, Derek. Quit talking crap. It's taken me a year to get him up to level 23. Remember the dragon we had to fight 3 months ago? Yeah, the quest is where I got my invisible cape. I'm a +3 on everything. Still not as sick as my archer, Derek grinned. Yeah, there was about to be a nerd fight. I chuckled under my breath. My friends. Glancing toward the crosswalk, I saw Bob finally crossing the street. What took him so long? As he got closer, I saw he was wearing a big smile on his face. What was going on? I stood to my feet and headed his way to greet him. He win the lottery or something? Hey bro, what's up? I looked at him with curiosity. It's a beautiful day, son, he spoke with his Texas drawl. Why did he call me son all the time? We're the same age. It must be a Texas thing. He was wearing a huge smile, and I knew he was wanting me to ask him about it. Beautiful. Dude, that don't sound like metal talk. I gave him a hard time. What is up with you, man? What's going on? I just asked Gretel to be my girlfriend, and she said yes. The words hit me like a hammer. I felt happy for him and jealous at the same time. I was immediately torn. I knew that this girl was dangerous. This was my best friend, I told myself. My heart was hurting. No, I could not let her get between me and my bro. Could I be happy for him? Oh man, this was going to be hard. A surprised look washed over my face, and then shock set in. Be happy for your friend, Isaac. How could I be? Is this how the downfall of bros happen? I mean the start of it? It could be if I don't nip this in the bud right now. Really? I asked. Yeah, lately you haven't wanted to hang out with us as much, and always just wanting to be dropped off at home. Well, during that time I've been hanging out with her. She's so hot, bro. So I nutted up and asked her, and she said yeah. He smiled once again. It was evident that Bob was on cloud 9. Be happy for him. Okay, this is what it is. This was really happening. Isaac, be happy for him. Bro, I love you, man. Couldn't have happened to a better dude, and I mean that. Thanks, brother. Well, hey, man, I have to take off. I couldn't stay in this scene any longer and keep this poker face on. Where are you going? Stay and celebrate with me. I'm stoked. Stoked? Though I was feeling miserable, him saying that almost made me laugh. Mr. Texas was picking up some Cali slang, and doing so in a drawl. My sponsor gave me an assignment, been putting it off for months. I said the first thing that came to mind. That's cool. You gonna be around after school for a ride home? Yeah, man. Cool. You need to come to the house soon. My dad has been asking about you. Definitely, man. I walked away feeling very torn. Gretel had been around a lot lately, and I felt like the girl had been flirting with me. She was impossibly difficult to resist. Gretel hadn't been around every single day, but it was a lot. On those days, I came up with reasons to go home. I figured a popular preppy straight edge would land her. I had not seen this scenario coming. Honestly, I did not feel good enough for her, and I was scared of a broken heart. Kudos for Bob for being so brave and going for it. How did that beautiful girl end up cruising with us? It was really messing with my perception of reality and how I thought that things worked. Now I had the hard pill to swallow, being happy for Bob landing the girl that I liked. It was my own dang fault. He really was a good dude. Still, I hated how I was feeling. Jealousy raged inside of me, and I knew that I had to deal with it. That stuff is so ugly. Don't let this get between your friendship, Isaac. He's your best friend. After leaving, I ended up going to the Pay and Play Park for some more praying, some soul searching, and a wrestle with these continual feelings. Lunch eventually came to an end, and I went to my last two classes of the day. I was making myself sick. Could I handle hanging out with them? Was I a bad guy for feeling jealous? I was so confused. I'd never seen Gretel flirt with Bob, but I always felt like she had been flirting with me. Did I just have a big head or something? Maybe the girl was just being super nice, and I was misconstruing it for vibes and signals. Heading back to the field after school, I waited for Bob and Gretel, and his car pulled up a few minutes later after I got there. Gretel was with him and in the front seat, so I hopped in the back. This was ruining my life. I couldn't think of anything else, and I lost the girl I liked to my best friend, and now I had bad feelings toward him. This was not good. I was so confused. Bob began to drive toward my house, and Death Angel was playing in the background. As I looked out over the road ahead of us from the back seat, lost in my own thoughts, Gretel turned toward me and stared. "So how was your day, Isaac?" "It was okay. Been busy with homework stuff. Been having a tough time with algebra. If I can swing a B this quarter, it'd be a miracle. I suck at math." "Tell me about it, bro. Math sucks," Bob chimed in happily. "Stoked, bro?" I smiled. I did believe that Bob was being Californianed. If he went back home for a Texas visit, his friends would notice. "You're going to do so good, Isaac. You're so smart," Gretel purred and grabbed for my hand. I swallowed hard as she held it in hers. I thought she did it for encouragement and would let go quickly or something, but she didn't. She kept holding my hand in hers and smiling at me. What was this? There was something wrong with it. I started to feel conviction, and the girl had a grip on my hand. I could tell that she did not want to let go. She was giving me goo-goo eyes. Looking up, I locked eyes with Bob in the rearview mirror, and his eyes said many things without him actually speaking. Yeah, this is how best friends become not best friends anymore. What was Gretel up to? Awkwardly pulling my hand from hers, I put on my shades and laid down in the back seat. Putting on my headphones, I pushed play while Gretel continued to look at me. What was I going to do? God, this was complicated. I need your help. Maybe there was more going on than I could see. Maybe Bob had been putting on mental pressure on Gretel so that she would continue to hang out with us and ride with us. Commit or no more. Could that be it? I did not know. This whole thing hurt my head. The girl showed no interest in Bob whatsoever. Why had she even said yes to him? Maybe she really did like him. I was confused. My mind was all over the place doing that thing that it does when girls are involved. They're like algebra to me. I've never been able to figure them out. A bro of mine once gave me the advice to not even try to figure them out or understand their ways because I would drive myself insane. I'm just not wired to be with someone that I do not understand. My bro was impervious to games and tuned them out and paid no attention to them. They did not matter. What was going on here? I could not figure it out. Maybe that was my problem, was the whole wanting to figure it out thing instead of just going with it and ignoring all the noise, tuning it out. That's what one of my bros kept telling me to do. So I laid there and heavy metal poured into my ears while that girl stared at me right in front of Bob. I could feel him watching me. It was all mental. Now, Isaac, know your place. I got the car and the money. You've been my sidekick, but you're like the dog. Know your role. You just keep your eyes off that girl. My girl. I did not like this scene or this energy. Was I imagining some of this? Probably. Wow, things get nonsensical when the heart is involved, don't they? Did she want both of us? Could that be it? Mom watched some of those shows during the day. You know, the kind with the "Who's the baby's daddy?" And there would be 7 guys on stage, all giving tests. There were also love triangle stories. Was it that Gretel wanted both of us? No, that can't be it. The girl was a Christian. She would have to know that that was wrong. The girl was a real supermodel, and now my best friend was sending me daggers in the rearview mirror. I would have to spend some time in prayer and walk carefully. Isaac, be a good man. I walked through the door of the house and I tossed my backpack down on the couch. It had been an incredibly long day and I was wrestling. Logic was telling me to be happy for my friend. He asked her out and she said yes. But there were other factors, and there were shades that made this more complicated than black and white logic allowed. Besides this, I had strong feelings for that girl, no matter how much I fought it and lied to myself. There was a mutiny taking place. I kept telling myself to stay away from her and forget her, but my heart was rebelling. Now she was with Bob, and all the time working her eyes on me. There was no black and white in this. I gripped at my head. "How are you, son?" Mom asked from her art room. I turned my head, and I saw a concerned look on her face. She knew me and could tell that something was wrong. "I'm fine," I said with my head down, and began moving toward the stairs. "Really?" "Hey, come in here and talk to me for a minute." I turned and went toward the art room. I had so much on my mind. "Yeah, what's up?" "What's going on? Don't tell me nothing. You're my son, and I know you better than you think." "It's nothing. You don't want to hear about it. I wouldn't even know how to tell it anyway." "Are the skinheads bothering you again?" she asked. "Every day, but that isn't even a big deal right now. What is it, honey?" "It's a stupid girl." "It usually is," she smiled. "Talk to me. I knew something was going on with you. You've not been yourself at all lately." "Bob made friends with her like 3 weeks ago. She's the prettiest girl at the school. All the straight edge and popular preppy rich guys are after her. I figured that she wouldn't even hang around across the street for too long. She started smiling at me and stuff, but I ignored her." "Why, honey?" "You wouldn't understand. It's how I figured out that the world works. A girl like that ends up with like the high school quarterback or like some congressman's son, not with a dirtbag. I just don't want to lie to myself and think differently. It'd be to like break my own heart. She deserves better. She deserves someone like Zach and to cruise around in his Mercedes and hang out with the beautiful people and experience and do whatever it is that they do." "Don't talk like that, honey. You're handsome. You are a good catch. You have to think like that because you're my mom. You don't understand my school and the politics and how things work. We are the outcasts." "No, honey, you're a good catch. It's the truth. Mom meant well, but she just did not understand. I was bullied all the time. I was called scum and loser and dirt and told that I'd be nothing in life constantly by my classmates. There was something amazing about Gretel. Sure, she was a supermodel, but so was Aaron. There was something more to Gretel than just the good looks. I felt it whenever she touched me and or hugged me. God was there. He was with her. There was a goodness there, a warmth. She had an amazing heart. That right there had been truly what it was that was not allowing me to just move on from thinking about her. Well, the more I ignored her, the more she kept coming around and trying to get my attention. "Sounds about right," Mom giggled. "Girls don't like being ignored. We're strange that way. It makes us want a guy more," Mom said. "Sounds like you've become a challenge to her. If she really is as beautiful as you say, then there are a lot of guys tripping on themselves trying to get her attention. You're that one guy resisting her." Mom giggled again, and an annoyed look crossed over my face. "Stupid girl." I was trying to be mad. "Someone is in love," Mom said playfully.